Hello, everybody. Welcome to Week 8 Breakdown. Excited about another week. I thought I'd get a little Queen to start the show. And, because we have some football in London this week, so I just thought to bring a little London theme to this week's breakdown. And this was just an exciting week of football. All kinds of things happening. It was just a great week. Especially for the 49ers and my team. What can you say? Great day for London football. Well, let's get into this week's action. It was a big week, like I said. All kinds of things happening. Shakeups in the standings. Just when you thought everything was great, bam. Not so great for some teams. Game Over was leading this league the past couple weeks. Now they're in a two-way tie with From Us Cracker Kids. They're at top right now because they got the most points. Tallywhackers in third with a 5-3 record. So they're the only third-place team. And then we got a three-way tie for 4th, 5th, and 6th, 4 and 4. Pinedale Oilers making the biggest jump. They were sitting at the 8th spot, now in the 4th spot. And then we also got a three-way tie for 7, 8, 9 at 3 and 5. London Silly Nannies killed them all on ass kickers. Ass kickers making up for last week for losing to SS 420, which is in last place right now at 2 and 6. So it's a three-way tie for that last spots, and it's still anybody's game since 8th place makes in the playoffs. So last 7 and 8 spot are at 3 and 5. 9 spot ass kickers outside looking in. They've got the same record, but they got the lowest. Their points are just a little bit lower than everyone else's, so they got some ground to make up. And SS 420 still not out of it. Sitting in last place, only one game back from 8th spot. But they're down in the points, so that's almost like a 2-game lead for the 8th spot. So SS 420 got a lot to make up. We're getting closer to the end, because this thing ends in week 14. Playoff starts. So that's about 5 weeks away. So you can, some teams have had troubles with bye weeks. Others haven't, So we'll just see what happens in the next couple weeks, and we'll get into this week 8 action here. Like I said, week 8 breakdown. What I like to do, and I keep saying I'm gonna do the preview show, and I'm doing this one a little earlier, so hopefully I'll have time to do the preview show and get that in there. So let me start off with the first week, or this week's first game. Pinedale Oilers versus SS 420. Like I said, I always got to start with my team. My team's at the top. And it didn't matter who played the Pinedale Oilers this week. They were going to kick that booty. Calvin Johnson, number 1 pick overall. Reason why I chose the number 1. Scores 48 points, 329 yards. SS 420 had no chance. Anybody who played the Pinedale Oilers had no chance. I had talked to SS 420 this week, Scott, and she had told me that she was going to be more prepared this week, so I thought she would change up her bye week, but I guess that didn't happen, but it wouldn't have mattered anyways. Pinedale Oilers were just too much. It didn't matter who they played. They scored 155, third highest scoring of this week, or the season, I mean, and, the other two were the Tallywhackers, so, I know if it comes down to me and the Tallywhackers, we can put up a fight there. So I'm pretty excited about that. The Pinedale Oilers, they were done pretty early. We had everyone playing the early game except for Eddie Lacy was on Monday night, and it didn't matter. Like I said, everyone stepped up. Kaepernick in London, Calvin Johnson, like I said, 48 points. Fred Jackson with 10, touchdown in that game. Let's see, Stephen Ridley, when I dropped him in the 4th round, gave me 13 points. Hartley with 10, defense with 16. Eddie Lacy finished with the Monday night 16. So, just great. great for my team to step up. I'm liking where we're at right now. I knew I drafted a great team, and I like to see where they're stepping up right now. I got a bye week. A lot of my guys are on bye weeks this week and next week, or last week and this week. So, but we're making adjustments. We're not making excuses. We're just coming out here scoring. Sky, on the other hand, she had two players score early. So Josh Brown, where he kicked 5 field goals this week, and then Stevie Johnson. I thought they were going to put up a fight, but it was just too much for my team. And so we come out with the win, and we're pretty excited. That we came out with full force. The next game here is the London Silly Nannies and the Tallywhackers. Now, this game, Silly Nannies thought they had it early on, but the Tallywhackers came back at the end there, or the late game, and took over the afternoon. With Peyton Manning and Wes Welker stepping up big time. Who else there? Was it Blair Walsh? The kicker was put him over from the final game with 11 points. Denver with 20 points. So it wasn't a high-scoring game for the Tallywhackers. They win a game scoring 88 points. So you got to feel good scoring 88 points and still winning the game. And Silly Nannies had your chance. Tony Romo put up 24, AJ Green with 13, Jamal Charles with 11, Phil Dawson with 12. Just wasn't enough. Too many twos. Roy Halou with 2, Gronk with 2, Pierre Garçon with 4. Just not enough to pull off this win. But Tallywhackers feeling good right now, sitting at 5-3. Silly Nannies had a chance, to get in that mix with 4-4. Could have made Moby 4-4, but just didn't happen. Tallywhackers saying, my team is here to stay, and they're looking like they're going to be tough to beat in the playoffs, and as they're getting good position right now. The next game is the Gonads versus the Floppy Bungholes. The Floppy Bungholes are up and down. I guess you got to say the same thing for the Gonads, because they had the biggest drop this week, as known. They were in the 4th spot. Now they're in the 6th spot. So the Floppy Bungholes jumped them this week, and this was just comes down to 2 big quarterback plays. Drew Brees for the Floppy Bungholes get 43. Des Bryant with 19. Gronk or Gostkowski 13, and Oakland 10. For the defense. So those are only players that stepped up. Floppy Bungholes left a lot of points on the table there. Only Darren Sproles didn't even show up. He had 0 points. Justin Blackman, they're playing the Niners. Of course, only going to get 3. Corey Ivory, I don't know where he was at in that game. He only got 1 point. And Greg Olson, scores 8. Now for the Gonads, Cam Newton, big game with 30 points. Harry Douglas, I did offer Harry Douglas for a trade. Apparently that didn't work out. He scores 14. Frank Gore with 17. AP with 14. I thought, they were Gonads were going to take it, because it came down to a kicker on Monday night, and all I did was put up 4 points. They were down 6, puts up 4. That's the game. That's the game right there for the Floppy Bungholes. I'm sure he was sweating it all Monday night, hoping that the kicker didn't kick another field goal, or hoping Seattle was stopped here and there. And that was the difference in this game. So we'll see how these two teams sorting out here. They're 4-4. They both of them have a good chance to making the playoffs. They both have decent teams to just to fight. Maybe beat somebody in that first round. I don't know how they can do in the second round. They're gonna have to make some moves. Maybe not. But their players better start stepping up. They're both 4-4. And so moving on to the next game, it's Kill Them All versus From Us Cracker Kids. Now the Cracker Kids, they had control of this game early. What was it? Noshawn, he had 18 in the second half. Davis had 11, Prater 15, New England 17, and they were down. And it came down to Jordy Nelson on Monday night or Sunday night, and he puts up 26 to take the lead and finish the game. Um, you know, I can't say kill 'em all scored 91 points, but I still can't say they had a great game. I mean, come on, they get 7 points from Tom Brady, 8 from Victor Cruz, uh, but 6 from Deshaun Jackson. Uh, Victor Cruz is from us Cracker Kids' favorite player, so I guess that's why he didn't step up so well against from us Cracker Kids. Watson with 4, Vincent Jackson with 7, Matt Bryant with 8. They scored 91. They scored 91 because they had the pickup of the week, which was the Cincinnati Bengals with 26 points, but this just wasn't enough. From us Cracker Kids are proving that they're going to be a struggle. For teams to beat because they got an all-around good team. Robert Griffith III only scored 4 points for them, and they still score 113 points. That's their quarterback. So they could have scored a lot more, and they're 6-2 right now. They're riding high, and they're going to be tough to beat when it comes playoff time. And we'll just see where it goes from there. And the last game, game over versus As Kickers. As Kickers kicking themselves for losing last game, and and they're just relying on pickups right now, As Kickers. And you know what? Some of the pickups stepped up this week, and that's why they get the win. 117-99. Game over. I would say kind of slacking a little bit the last couple weeks. Barely pulling out one last week, and they get beat this week. Matthew Stafford scores 31 for them, though. Reggie Bush 16. Williams for Carolina gets 10. David Akers getting them 11. Seattle 13. So they relied a lot on Detroit and Seattle a little bit, and they just didn't have enough right now for the As Kickers. And the As Kickers, they had a big pickup in Allington. The Tallywhackers dropped him last week. They didn't like his production with his 1 point. And then this week, he steps up and gets 154 yards rushing and a touchdown, and he scores 23 for the Ass Kickers. That's the pickup of the week again, or I guess second pickup of the week. Well, this one's got to be the real pickup of the week because they won the game, Ray didn't win his game, and Ass Kickers picking up that running back wins their game. And just everyone stepped up on their team for the first time, I would say, for the Ass Kickers. Not for the first time, I guess for the third time. Aaron Rodgers with 24, Thomas with 13, T. Williams from Dallas with 12. Bernard, you got to worry about him. Bernard, he only got 1 point. Bernard, but they're playing the Jets defense. Always tough against the run. Ferreira, 0 points at tight end. So maybe you look at trading with somebody. Who knows? Stacy, 15. It's a big pickup for the Rams, but I guess he's out. He's out. I don't know. Crosby with 20. So these games kept going back and forth, and Ass Kickers took it at the end. And I know they're feeling good right now. They're feeling real good right now. Let's see if I had to go to some team that said the team that would that left the most points on the bench, and I'm sure they're kicking themselves, the London Silly Nannies. I mean, it's hard to choose, between Tony Romo and Andy Dalton sometimes, but Andy Dalton put up 40 points, and he was on the bench that easily would beat the Tallywhackers. And the Tallywhackers also themselves have some points on the bench there with Golden Tate scoring 21 and Russell Wilson. Golden Tate, that's the main one. So they're happy that Andy Dalton sat on the bench. Well, so this was a week 8 wrap up. A lot of things happening. I'm just excited where this season's going. Big matchups this next week, week 9 coming up. and you know, we'll just see what happens here. And hopefully I can get to you guys with a week 9 preview, and get to some of these pickups. You know, because a lot of people are picking up things and picking up people, and I like to just share my 2 cents on those too if I can. But this is the week 8 breakdown. Have a great day, guys.